Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and now Google+. So many services to choose from and so many things you can do with them. The question in this CIO Canada debate: how should CIOs use social media? According to Michael Gladstone, CIO at the International Institute of Business Analysis, social media has not only brought him into contact with more people, it's allowed those people to find out a lot more about him.
So certainly LinkedIn and Twitter are two big ones in the social media world. I use both LinkedIn and Twitter professionally. Twitter I use a little bit personally, but for the most part I'm using it professionally. LinkedIn really in a few ways. Obviously I have a profile and so on. Use it to connect with new people that I meet and really use it as my database of connections rather than using something else for that. Something else that I find very interesting is having a profile on LinkedIn helps when I go to meet others or others come to meet with me. The first time that I did an interview where the person I was interviewing knew as much about me as I knew about them because they looked me up on LinkedIn, I found very interesting and really changes the dynamics of that discussion in a positive way. With Twitter, certainly I use it to announce things that I'm doing, announce things that my organization is doing, and so on. It really helps reach out to a world that I wouldn't be able to reach otherwise.
At Good Life Fitness, CIO Steve Grove says that social media has turned him from an industry observer to someone who's working on the front lines with customers.
Well, I think to a large degree the CIOs in an organization are expected to be the technology leaders, and there's a large amount of familiarity that you expect when you have somebody in that role. And so because of that, I think a lot of us are looked to as being the people who should be able to provide answers around anything to do with the technology. And right or wrong, I think the general belief in the business world is that social media is a form of technology, and therefore the CIOs need to be comfortable and familiar with it. So for me, that was probably the starting point. But as I began to get an appreciation for what you could do with social media in terms of interacting with people that I never even expected I would ever have an opportunity to talk to, it really broadened my perspective on how I could use this tool and how it might differ from, say, a chief marketing officer or somebody in the customer service space or what have you. So my use has really just been around tweeting in the case of using Twitter or in any of the different social medias that I use. Sharing information that I think would be worthwhile for a certain segment of the population. But what's ended up happening is that not only am I having an opportunity to talk to those people, but it's people that I never would have expected, like our own customers themselves, who will contact me directly and either challenge us on a decision that we've made or ask me a question about a future initiative that they've heard rumblings of. So it's really opened the doors to interaction with them in a way that I never thought was possible. And I think any CIO probably needs to find an opportunity to create that same connection